Hello, Sohail. How are you doing? Oh, I've not unmuted you. Wait, I know. I can't hear you, Sohail. What happens?
No,
there we go. You
Can
scared me for a second now. I was like, I pressed all the buttons. Why is it not working? Christ. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I was running late, but I was just uploading my big reel to Instagram to show off, so... I look great in it. Right, 76 people are already watching. Welcome, everyone. We're talking Star Trek Lower Decks Season 3 here on Trek Central Live tonight.
Lower Decks, yes.
I'm back
Lower
hosting
Deck,
for a
Lower
change
Deck.
as well. Like, I don't turn up here very often these days. I leave it to you guys to host now, but Tex is currently packing for Star Trek Las Vegas, isn't he? I hope he has fun out there.
Yeah, he's totally... Yeah, and I can't wait to see all the fun stuff he gets into over there, and he's gonna hopefully share it with us, give us some exclusives.
I hope he brings us back a gift, just saying. Well, you might get one.
Yeah.
We sent him out. I can show you in a minute. We've got some TC hats. I'm not wearing it, but there it is. You can't see this unless you look at the stream in like 20 seconds. We sent him out a TC hat, so if you're at Star Trek Las Vegas, find Tex. He should be wearing this. If not, we'll throw it. Hopefully he's wearing his hat.
I have that hat too, actually.
Yeah. Well, do you have the baseball one or the beanie one? You beanie
I have
club?
both.
Oh,
I
you
got
have
lucky.
both, yeah.
I got both.
You've ran out of everything else.
That's I can 10% approximate Dom when you guys need me in a pinch. I'll just wear the beanie and come on.
There's still an unreleased picture of Dom wearing some Andorian antlers, which I am not allowed to show off for like apparent legal reasons. Yeah, you would think like he'd let me show it off by now, but apparently not. It's a shame, but
Yeah. Come on, Dom. Show us the money, Dom.
show us the. I reckon for 100k subscribers, he should let us show that picture.
Ooh, yes, yes. Let's do that. That should be the goal.
I reckon it'd be hilarious. There's two pictures of Dom I'm not allowed to share. One is the Andorian Antlers one, which is taken like DST 2019, I think, which is where most of the core TCT met for the first time. It's where we met TJ, where I met Dom in person. But also, what was it? I think we should be allowed to release the Dom wine drunk picture as well, which originally was going to be the his website picture.
Yes.
What I'm saying is the world needs to see these.
Shout out to Jack Lai, who's here from or I hope I'm saying it right, Lei, from Taiwan. That's cool. Really neat. You have we have audience from like everywhere. It's really neat. It's very cool. Shout out, tell us where you're all listening from. That'd be cool.
Tell us where you're listening from. And what time is it there for you guys? Because it's just 9 p.m. here for me at the minute. What time is it where you are in the world, Sale?
4 p.m. So it's a happy hour. I'm having my Chateau Boimler.
Very nice.
So I mean, they make grapes, but they have a small reserve that they keep just for friends and family, I guess.
You're part of the Boimler family now.
Yeah, in my head.
Obviously, we've got Lower Decks coming out this week, haven't we? Which is really good. So obviously, we say this week, I pretend I'm already in Monday. That's how my Sundays go. We've already started the working week. It's going to be a busy one. We're already there. But yeah, Lower Decks Season 3, for those who don't know, or if you do know, it is airing on August 25th on Paramount Plus. And I do believe it's coming out on Amazon Prime Video as well. So international people, don't worry. I saw someone confirm that in the month. And I believe it should be all good to go. So hopefully no international drama issues this time, but we'll get around to it. I'll be reassured when it's on the day and we're fine. So because you know how it goes when you're an international Star Trek viewer. It's every day is a challenge.
I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. So, well, they're getting better, right? We're almost at parity, is that right?
Yeah, almost there. Only how many years late? I don't think Discovery. Sure.
Oh, Michelle Paradise tweeted out today that she's on a flight to Canada and she's working on the season 5 finale.
Really?
So
Season 5 finale
cool.
already? Wow.
Yeah.
It only seems like yesterday they just started shooting. Okay.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, hey.
That is actually
I think
amazing.
She meant like she's being on her laptop, so maybe she's like doing rewrites.
Maybe that.
Yeah.
So I swear, like, TG can remind me, I swear they only just started shooting the actual show like a month or two ago, unless it's been longer. I don't know. It's been a while because like Discovery's been pretty quiet for a bit. We've all been busy with Strange New Worlds, Picard, and Lower Decks. So it's naturally we've just forgotten about Discovery. Not in a bad way, just it's how it happens. You get obsessed with like the current shows, And then it's because
Yeah,
Discovery.
we're hyper-focused on what's in front of us. Come on.
Yeah, because Discovery was it start? Yeah, because it split season 4, didn't it? It was it split season 4 because it was end of last year and start of this year, and we had Prodigy in between. So it was a bit of a bit confusing, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, that's exciting too. We're waiting for Prodigy to come back, and so I imagine that's like right after Lower Decks. Let's fingers crossed.
I'm hoping so, yeah, because see, we're having, so for those who don't know, Star Trek Day is returning this year. We've got a big thread on our Twitter account right now. I will go and read you through some events. So before we get into the theorizing about season 3, let's quickly touch on Star Trek Day, because that's going to be a major event really ahead, isn't it? Like for the Star Trek fandom, it always is now. It's the 3rd time the event's come around, because we had it in 2020, which is fantastic. You know, during the first lockdown, everybody remembers that. Then we had it in 2021, which is also cool. And then finally, we're getting it this year. Well, not finally, we may have the next one next year, but we're getting it in 2022 as well, which is going to be really fun. So on September 8th this year, around about 8 p.m. BST, 1500 hours ET, and 1200 hours PT, Star Trek Day is kicking off with a brand new live stream brought to you by Paramount Plus. It's going to have announcements and reveals, behind-the-scenes details, including a bridge tour of Discovery. Did you, or not bridge tour? I think a set tour of Discovery. Did you hear about this one? Wilson Cruz is guiding us for it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And who's hosting this year? It's
funny you should ask. So our hosts, I think we've got 2 sets of hosts actually. We've got Tony Newsom, obviously from Lower Decks, and also Paul F. Tompkins from Lower Decks as well. Yeah. So our Lower Decks like stars have really taken to like the challenge and are hosting Star Trek Day. But also the red carpet is hosted by Star Trek Discovery's very own Mary Chieffo, and also RuPaul's Drag Race Jackie Cox, which is gonna be fantastic. So we've got a nice 4 hosts there. I can't believe how many Drag Race people are into Star Trek. Have you ever watched Drag Race before?
I've only seen a little bit. I gotta really get into it. I hear it's like the best thing ever.
I've never watched it, admittedly. Like, it's not the type of stuff I watch. I'm still rewatching. Currently, my rewatch consists of Stargate SG-1 and a British program called Only Fools and Horses, because I was raised in a weird time period, so I don't watch reality TV anymore. The last reality TV program I watched was probably EastEnders, and that was many years ago. So
wait, you
watch it.
EastEnders is considered? Oh, you're like, you mean like realistic?
Oh yeah, so like that's
I was like,
drama.
Reality EastEnders.
I don't watch those shows like anything. I just don't watch TV, believe it or not. I watch streaming programs. I'll watch the stuff we cover, and then I will watch House of the Dragon and Star Wars. That's it. And maybe some new shows. Very rare. I think I might move to watching Suits soon. That's like something I want to watch. Other than that, I haven't really got any programs. Anyway, back to Star Trek Day before we get on to
I watched EastEnders when I was a little kid. And
did you watch it?
I loved it. Yeah, I did.
Did they show it in the US?
In the US, it used to be on our public television station. So I don't know how late we got it. Like maybe it was a season later.
Yeah, everybody's already dead, but oh well.
It's like the longest running British television show, right? Like it's
yeah.
Not to go off too much on a tangent here, but yeah, it's
well,
nuts.
see the BBC who own EastEnders have got their centenary special in October. So that's 100 years of the British Broadcasting Corporation, which is a pretty big milestone for a network. Like the BBC is old, which is really nice, and Doctor Who's getting a special episode of that as well, which has been really fun. Anyway, back to Star Trek Day. So we've got Star Trek Picard Season 3. Both Michelle Hurd and the fabulous Jerry O'Ryan are joining to sort of give us the behind-the-scenes info and details on Picard Season 3. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully, and I say hopefully, we get a new main trailer. I reckon if we don't get a main trailer on Star Trek Day for Picard, we will get one at New York Comic Con, I think, because I reckon Star Trek will have a presence there. But also, we've got Lower Deck's got a panel. Obviously, it is just days away for us right now. But Tony Newsom, Noah Wells, and Dawn Lewis are spilling all the beans on Lower Decks, which is really nice. Prodigy is having a panel as well, or like a stream sort of thing. Well, we say virtual panel, basically. So the stars are joining. Kate Mulgrew and Barclay is joining as well. I presume we'll get details on Prodigy's second half of Season 1 and the edit of that. Perhaps a trailer or teaser to hint it up. So I don't think we've had a teaser or anything for that yet. So that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, it's been real radio silence on the Prodigy front.
So that's something we need to keep in mind. Also, Stranger Worlds getting a bit of focus. Rebecca Romaine, Jess Bush, and Christina Chong, plus Celia Rose Gooding, Melissa Navia, and Babs. I always butcher Babs' name. Do you know how to pronounce his last name? Because I always mess it up.
Now that you put me on the spot, I can't say, but I think it's
Babs Olaskumagan. I can't pronounce it.
Oh man.
Dr. Mbenga himself is joining it, played by the fabulous Babs.
There you go.
There we go.
Sorry, Miss.
I'm gonna end up answering a Google pronounce thing that's ingrained into my mind later, hopefully. Also, what's really nice as well.
What's that? He says his name, I think, somewhere, and I remember
think it's one of the preview videos. Yeah, like when we did the cast introduction video.
Right.
Yeah, I may have to go
right.
check that one because I just butcher pronunciation these days. So also, Nichelle Nichols is getting a tribute, thankfully, on Star Trek Day, which is really nice. So there'll be a special video to honor the impact and influence of her, which is really nice, I think. Like, you guys did your tribute stream recently, so it's going to be really nice to cover that as well. And as we mentioned, Mr. Wilson Cruz already did behind-the-scenes tour of Star Trek Discovery Season 5. Also, Sonequa Martin Green and other cast members are appearing. We don't know who the other cast members are. That's going to be really fun, so I'm looking forward to that. This is Star Trek Day. It's taking place September 8th at 8 p.m. BST, 1500 hours ET, and 1200 hours PT. Don't worry if you can't watch it on the day or you can't tune into a live stream due to work. We'll be hosting a wide range of things here on Trek Central, including a live tweet session, Facebook post, Instagram, and also Sohail here will be hosting a live stream here on the channel if you fancy tuning in with us, because, you know, we are the dream team, which would be fantastic. I'm looking forward to it. I really enjoyed our SDCC coverage. I know you enjoyed it as well, because I think we was like the top stream for that because they weren't streaming it. So that was fun.
Yeah, that was really fun, and it was great to kind of like experience that with the audience too. And so I'm looking forward to Star Trek Day and doing that with you guys as well. So it's gonna be really fun.
I was scrolling down the Twitter like thread we did, and there's like some big argument, and I've just seen the old man laughs at cloud, you know, article thing being chugged around, like, oh, that's how that conversation's going. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to starting it. I think it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
But also we've got Star Trek Las Vegas. Tex Trek is there next week, isn't he? I couldn't get out this year. I didn't really fancy going out just because we're busy with other events and such. You're also not going out as well. But we are thinking of doing a Star Trek Seattle next year, aren't we?
Yes, I will definitely be there. Seattle is my former residence, and I love that city. So Jack,
nice.
You must come.
Yes,
I insist.
We're beaming a crib. Well, hopefully I can't. Basically, I'm going to tease this right now. This deal hasn't been signed off on yet, but in the past week I've been talking to a very large company about sort of like event stuff. So hopefully we'll be able to make some magic happen next year. I promise I will share more details about it when I can, because it may help us with events like Seattle, which would be nice. So. Because overseas, like, I don't know what it's like for you or like cost-wise for you in America, but for like me and TJ and Dom from the UK, especially to the West Coast, is like an arm and a leg. Like, it's a nightmare. Yeah. What's it like for you? Like, 'cause you're in, I don't know if you want to tell me where you guys are, but you're on the East Coast, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm on the East Coast, so everything of course is more expensive now because
yeah, definitely.
Of you know, all the
COVID and everything else. Yeah.
But that being said, it's like way cheaper because all my friends that were coming from the UK to Chicago, a ton of them canceled because it was like, oh no, this is gonna be like too much. Like, you know, getting that flight, like usually people book like what, a month ahead, right? And it's reasonable, but this time around it was like apparently just like out of control, the prices and stuff like that. So yeah,
that's something.
But who knows, you know, maybe we'll get you a shuttlecraft or something. Maybe transfers.
I'll revive on me totally not Enterprise D in Picard Season 3.
So, Jill in the audience is mentioning Resident Alien. Are you watching that show real quick?
I haven't.
Yeah, I heard about that one too. That one's interesting. I bet it has a lot of Star Trek references. Who knows?
Yeah, I have to watch that one. I did see Dan Ben put in the chat there. Not sure in the UK if they'll show the next little Prodigy episodes first. It's on Paramount Plus or Nickelodeon. I would presume it'll be on Paramount Plus because the network's rolled out now. I would presume it's on Paramount Plus. What we'll do is we'll check for that, unless we already know if TJ, our producer, is going to have a look on somewhere now and see if we know that. But I presume it would be on Paramount Plus. But obviously, we got to know when the second half of Prodigy is airing first. I presume once we get to Star Trek Day, we'll know more about that, and then we can give you more information at the time. So, yeah, Dan, if we don't answer that one soon, circle back with us or tweet us, and we'll get you an answer for that one. Cool. Should we talk Lower Decks?
Let's do it. Yes, I see that there's folks in the audience room to get going on that too. So chat,
we're going to engage you as well. If you want to ask me and Sohail a question about Lower Decks Season 3 or what we think or what you guys think, comment away and we'll answer some of those things and we'll go from there. Don't forget, if you are watching the stream, please do hit that like button. We're on 41 likes right now. Hopefully when I look back, we maybe get to 60 likes or 60 of you watching. That'd be greatly appreciated. The more likes the YouTube stream gets, the higher it goes up in the good old YouTube algorithm, but sort of like, you know, oversees all of us. So praise be to Vectron. Hopefully we can get there. But yes, Lower Deck Season 3. August 25th, 22 on Paramount Plus. You know, a fourth season is coming along as well. I think people forget that. Fourth season is already in production somewhere or in development. Yeah.
Amazing, yeah.
I should say in development,
animation takes longer to do, right?
Yes.
So they have to kind of they have to greenlight it.
I think it's good we got a fourth season. Like, hopefully we can get the full 7 seasons for it. That'd be really cool. Or even more, like.
Yeah. when did 7 seasons become like a magic kind of like
I don't know.
number of success for a show? But I mean, like, I don't get me wrong, I certainly use that as a milestone too. But I mean, it's okay if a show only goes like 5 seasons. Like, what did Battlestar do? Battlestar did like 5 seasons, I think.
Battlestar did 4, yeah.
Yeah, 4 or 5 seasons. So
to be fair, they started running out of steam after a while. There's only so much you could do with that show.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Lower Decks is a show that I could potentially see going on for like practically ever, much like The Simpsons. What are they on, like season 700?
Oh, something stupid, yeah.
But that's the kind of vibe I get from Lower Decks. I feel like it can always be, there's always something that they can do for, like, there's so much material for them to mine and and make humor out of. So I think that's like a show potentially that will break that 7-season threshold.
I'm hoping, yeah. That's gonna be really fun. That's gonna be, yeah. I'm hoping so. Like. Anyway, I was theorizing. I'll come back to that in a minute. But we got a couple of episode details. So we did have some episode pictures released. We put them out online as well, and we'll share them again this week. Episode 1 is called Grounded. Now, presumably that will refer to the USS Cerritos being in dry dock and obviously being impounded, I guess, technically at the minute, while, of course, Captain Freeman stands trial. Because that's something we've got to deal with in this season, isn't it? Like, following season 2's cliffhanger ending, Captain Freeman is on trial by the Federation and Starfleet for supposedly destroying Barclay planet, but she's being framed. Who's she being framed by? That's a good question. I wonder
indeed.
It's section 31. Quick, everybody run away.
It's so exciting that they're covering a courtroom episode, like a courtroom,
Boston Legal.
Yeah, or just
Oh,
like,
imagine having William Shatner to voice like imagine if it's crossover like Boston Legal with Lower Decks. Somebody clip this and tweet it to Mike McCann now. Like, come on. Yes. But no, need to get James Spader in there as like the one he plays as well. I saw a clip of this on TikTok last night. I was like, yes, this is hilarious. We need this.
What was William Shatner's character? Denny Blaine.
Yeah. No, Denny Crane. Denny Crane, that's what it was.
Denny Crane, that's right.
You should totally do that.
Alan Shore, that's right. So, yeah.
You should totally do that. I'm gonna clip this later and tweet it out.
Denny Crane on
Star Trek Lower Decks. They should just. I hope, because it's a comedy show. Lower Decks is a comedy like animated show. I hope they take the piss a little bit, where it's like Judge Judy, but in Lower Decks style. That would be quite funny. Or what I think they might do, if it's a courtroom drama, maybe they'll do the same courtroom thing with a bit like, how they did it in Star Trek Next Gen, where Data was on trial to decide his humanity. So they've got like Captain Freeman's lover, the Admiral, her husband, like overseeing it to add a bit of a sort of romantic tension to it. You could just see like them pissing around and doing something like that.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's kind of the vibe I'm hoping for, or even like the drumhead, kind of like a little bit of that kind of vibe as well. But it'll be fun to see that. And then of course we have this whole, like, they haven't been very secretive about it, but like the whole stealing the Cerritos.
Yeah, which is basically Star Trek 3. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I'm liking that though.
Yeah, me too. It's very exciting. I mean, that finale for season 2 was just so epic, like with the Cerritos losing its outer hull, and like,
I liked it.
Yeah,
I like the
totally.
look.
So
it's like a steampunk version.
Yeah, totally. And we've never seen that. Like, it's so cool. Like, it's amazing that the animated series, and of course they can do things like a lot easier. You don't have like these insane FX budgets or whatever, but like it's amazing to me that the animated series is giving us like all these like neat new ideas about the Star Trek universe, about ships even, that I'd never even thought about. Like, what does a ship look like under its primary hull, like, or its outer hull rather, I should say. It's pretty cool. Yeah,
for me, like, that is. I also really like seeing the Abina class as well. These sort of souped up like Excelsior. Well, it wasn't Excelsior, but like, it's like an upgraded version, wasn't it? That looked really cool.
Yeah, she was beautiful. And then of course they did do a Excelsior 2 in Picard, but yeah, I wonder if the Obina, that, like, I do like that, like, there are variations on that, on the Excelsior style, like, and it makes sense. You could have a variety depending on the function, like there's different configurations of a style that you could do. Because I remember back in the day, like, for example, the Constitution class refit, sometimes you would see it with like gun turrets added, or things like that, just like depending on what what function you needed and stuff like that. And this was mostly in like role-playing material, not anything official, but it's neat to see that kind of
Imagine
stuff.
kit bashing starships and selling them online at stupid prices. Who could do that one, honestly?
That would be wild. Like, yeah,
imagine doing that, honestly. So episode 2, by the way, is called The Least Dangerous Game. Now I think this is probably going to relate to that board game episode we've seen of them playing the old Star Trek Klingon game. It looks like a Klingon D&D session. I'm that excited for. But notable guests, by the way, we do have Jonathan Frakes back as William Riker. Hopefully we see Captain Riker. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him in the courtroom scene. That would be hilarious if he's like Freeman's or like advocate, because again, he was in the Data episode, wasn't he? That would be really fun. We've got Gabriella Rios back as T'Lyn, and also Lauren Lapkus as Jennifer Shiran, and also J.J. Hertzler as Martok himself. That's going to be really fun to see.
T'Lyn, yes. I just did a watch along of Wage Douche with a group of folks on Text Trek's Patreon thing, and that episode is so freaking good, and I love T'Lyn, so I'm so excited that she's gonna be back. I was hoping, Jack, that she would serve aboard the Cerritos and join the regular, that could be interesting, and stuff like that. Yeah, but I don't know. There's like stuff I heard that might not be happening, at least not this season.
Yeah, it does depend. Speaking of other guests as well, by the way, we do know we're going to Deep Space Nine. Also, we got that lovely, funny sort of intro and betrayal. It's like, just circle around the pylons quickly. Keep circling. Who do you reckon we might see at the DS9 cast? I reckon we're going to see Odo in animation form.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah.
I reckon to honor Renee, we're going to see him.
I have a suspicion we'll see. What would Kira's? I guess she would be like
Colonel, wouldn't she?
Colonel or something. Yeah, Colonel Kira. I suspect we're gonna see her as well.
I say Quark as well.
And I'm also, I think Sirach Lofton would come back as Jake, perhaps.
Also, I tell you who we're definitely going to see. We'd definitely see Morn, and he's gonna have a lot to say.
Yeah. The cool thing about Sirach Lofton coming back would be like we'd see adult Jake Sisko, so we get to see the glow up, which is pretty neat. So like it would be.
That would be really fun, to be fair. No, I reckon we'll see. I reckon
the audience wants to see Jake Sisko's glow up on animation.
Dan Gottschalk just said like Commander Kira. Yeah, she was like invited into Starfleet, so that could be interesting. Okay. Yeah, it's like an option there.
Yeah, the commander of the station. That's pretty cool. And I'd love to see some new it wouldn't be bad if like we got like a little mini DS9 let's check in on DS9 and the potential, just giving audiences like something to imagine and like thirst for, so to speak, would be really awesome if they did that.
I totally agree with you. Something like that would actually be fantastic. We can dream.
Yeah, true. Jill says Commodore Kira has a ring to it. I agree. Ooh. I like that too.
Yeah, because modern Star Trek is bringing back the Commodore rank. They seem very fixated on that lately. Like, we've had it in Picard season 1. We're going to have it in Picard season 3 as Geordi is a Commodore. Yeah. Maybe commanding the USS Challenger.
It's a cool rank. I mean, it's a cool sounding. I mean, when you say I'm a Commodore, it's like, yeah.
It's very British naval tradition is what it like rings me. I mean, like Pirates of the Caribbean and stuff like that. So
yeah, I agree. Chuck is saying Odo and Nog previously recorded audio. How would you handle that? Like, because we got Odo and Prodigy, and that was previously recorded.
Yeah, I guess
audio.
They could use archive audio in that case. I mean, seeing a Nog reference would be very cool, like Commander Nog of the station. That could be very nice. It could be a very touching thing. Because did you ever see the DS9 documentary, What We Left Behind?
Yeah.
I quite like the story they premised with that, where obviously they brought back the original writing team. The comments we got in that video were hilarious, because like it's the original writers that people go, this is stupid, so they'd never do that. I'm like, but this is the original writing staff. Like, you constantly complain, or this subject set, like certain sector of the fandom constantly complaining we need to get rid of Kurtzman Fire for the 50 millionth time, and invite back the old guard. Yet the old guard are still going to push the boundaries like they've always done, and now that's a problem. Like, you can't win. I liked it, to be fair. I would love to see the USS Emmett Till and Ezri Dax commanding it. That'd be really nice.
Yeah, 100%. And a quick shout out, I saw a trailer for the Emmett Till film that's coming out, and it looks really cool.
It's a film. It's a fan film, is it?
It's important. No. It's not the. Sorry.
I thought it was
actual
Star Trek.
Emmett Till. Yeah, the actual Emmett Till.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, so that would be cool. That'll be a cool story to finally bring out, because it's a part of American history that kind of is always, not talked about, or has never, until recently, a lot of people didn't know about Emmett Till. And so I was so happy because when they named the ship Emmett Till, that was part of like a movement to bring out these things that have been hidden in the past. Yeah, so it was very cool.
So it was Robert Keyman put in a chat as well. What about proposed season 8 where Kira becomes Kai and recruits the Gem Hadar as a personal army? Like, it's such a bonkers sort of thing, but like it could be very good because DS9 was dark Star Trek for a while. They explored a lot of dark tones, so I don't think people will be surprised when a proposed season 8 is exploring, Julian joining Section 31, or Kira taking a bit more of a darker stance and stuff like that. Like, it's interesting. Like, I know Star Trek is meant to be this will sound wrong, but I'm going to quickly say it, like sunshine and rainbows some days, like TNG where we're flying around on a big sofa. But like, there was nothing wrong with DS9 exploring the darker side of things, like war and stuff like that. Like, it did really well in that. So I like the sound of that season. I remember watching What We Left Behind. It was fantastic.
And I have to say, like, I think the whole idea of Star Trek being like rainbows and stuff like that, that's just us being sentimental and forgetting all the dark stuff and the journey that it took to get to those happy endings, sort of, so to
Look
speak.
at Enterprise.
Because I was just, yeah, yeah, it's true. But like, I think that's the problem, is that a lot of folks forget, like, there was a lot of struggle before they had that happy ending, if it was happy in the, in the
Is it ever a happy ending in Star Trek? I mean, look at Discovery. Everything's bloody blown up. Every 5 minutes something blows up on that show. Stop packing rocks into the chairs. Oh, so TJ just sent me something, by the way. So obviously, like Ben Robinson, who we spoke to recently of Eaglemoss, the company that's fallen now, he's been showing off unreleased models. So he was going to wait until tomorrow for posting more, but he's shown off a model which was a Star Trek Lower Decks Yosemite shuttle, or Yosemite, have you pronounced that one? Yosemite, sorry. I always say I got used to the Apple thing. Yosemite. And it's the shuttlecraft that was used in Lower Decks, which is really nice. So that was going to be something coming out. But it's on Ben's Twitter right now if you want to see it. TJ, should we retweet that one on Trek Central? As that could be quite good if you listen. But yeah, it looks really nice. It's a shame, like, we'll never see those models. So we may do one day. Like, I got the pleasure of speaking to Ben. I hope we see a Stargazer model. I personally want a Stargazer and a Protostar. And if there is a Enterprise F, I would love that one as well.
I'm so happy I got this. Is like one of the last ones I got,
nice.
Which is the original Stargazer. But look, it's such a nice silhouette. I want the new one so bad.
The last model I got was the Daedalus from Stargate, which is on my shelf there, which I'm so glad I got one, because they started the Stargate collection, and I just picked that one up instantly because it's like the last one. I've got a few other ships. So I've got the last Serena. I've got a Nova class, so we've got the Equinox. Yeah, I managed to pick up 2 of the Enterprise. I've got 2 of Pike's Enterprise as well somewhere. I've got a big one on the shelf. Yeah, 2 of them. I got a Titan as well, because those are the ships I always wanted, because I never subscribed to it properly. But I was saying to Ben, I remember being in we've got a store here called WH Smith. I'm not sure if it's in the US. I saw the Enterprise D for the first time, so I got that one. And then the second collection item I got was the first special edition about Deep Space Nine. Some around here. Oh, it's on the shelf up there next to Amanda's home. I have a DS9 station. That was the first ever special edition they did. And
it's a beautiful one.
Eaglemoss to me is I practically grew up that collection, because that started back in 2012, before the likes of Star Trek Discovery came on screen. It was 2012, something like that. I grew up with that collection. It's such a shame to see it go.
When I was a kid, there was a kind of, in catalogs you would see these miniature starships, but they were always kind of they were made of resin. They weren't cast very well or anything like that. Eaglemoss was hands down the most, you could just sit and stare at these, and of course there's imperfections and stuff like that, but they're so good. They really captivate the imagination, and give you, for those of us, I'm I don't talk about it as much, but I love the ships. I love the ship's technology and stuff like that. And so these models just really make you appreciate the design work that it goes into these. And there's a lot of intelligence and thought put behind them too. I mean, of course, none of the tech is real yet, right? But one day. But you can see all that, and it's nice to hold it in your hand. It's like what Picard said, what he would say in in Star Trek: The Next Generation about having a ship in the bottle, or like
I was
you
at the
know,
outtake
touching
scene for
something
that. I remember those outtake scenes over tomorrow. It's great. Um, so yeah, like Lower Deck season 3. Where do we see this season going in terms of like plot and development? What do you think is going to go on?
Well, you know, so far, you know, the one thing that I love about Lower Decks that I hope they and I imagine that they'll continue to do is that it really like put a new perspective on the Starfleet. You know, like we've always kind of followed the bridge crew and stuff like that, and the captain kind of, or the first officer, you know, or someone on the bridge has always been kind of the lead of a show. And so that was really good. And when I had like a day job, like a regular working, you know, like a working for a corporation type of thing, it was extremely therapeutic, because I feel like that's like what you are. You're the lower decks, you know, you're like the working class, and like you know, you got to do all the grunt work and everything like that. So it was very therapeutic in that sense, and then just hilarious as well. So aside from the big stuff, because we know, you know, there's the Captain Freeman thing and the whole, you know, we still got to figure out everything that's going on with the Pac-Leds and that conspiracy, and you know, are the Klingons involved, are the Romulans involved? You know, there's a lot of intrigue. So I mean, excited about all that stuff, but I am also very excited to just keep following these lower decks and see more of these hijinks like happening on, you know, what happens where the commanders don't see every day, you know, and kind of like the reactions to like decisions and stuff like that. So you know, that's the thing that personally I'm looking most forward to, is just continuing that, like, you know, building up this like you know, this whole new world in Star Trek that like is there on the same level that we've always seen, but a new perspective. What about you?
I completely agree. One of the things I really want to explore is so Rutherford's implant sort of storyline, because that was sort of teased in,
that was good too.
that was teased in season 2 and such like there, which is really cool. So I really want to see how that goes. And like Mike McCann has previously said, like it's sort of influenced by the secret past of Dr. Bashir from DS9. So we're getting a lot of DS9 connectivity in this season. So that is something I'm really looking forward to. And also, speaking of DS9, like it's been described as like this season's one last visit to the station. Now, whether I reckon Picard season 3 might do something with DS9 characters, because Terry has teased that before. That's not a confirmation or anything. I've got to look into it further. But Terry, the Master Leaker and teaser next to Jonathan Frakes, has been.
He might be watching us right now. By
the way.
Hello,
Terry. Got a sniper aiming for my head as I release the next article tomorrow. I don't have one written just yet. I've got something coming up soon on Star Trek, which we believe another TNG character is returning. So we're going to talk about it in the end of the week, I think, when I'm out of office and he can't gun me down, unless he finds me in public. Anyway, so it's described as like one last walk around Deep Space Nine, essentially. But that's going to be really fun, because we're going to have some characters returning from that series. So I'm really excited to see that. Like, I love DS9 as a series. I think it's great. I really cannot wait to actually go back there. And, you know, we've got the theme, we've got the wormhole opening, the station looks beautiful in animation. I can't wait to see what hijinks they get up to there on the station, personally. And hopefully we get to see Riker's, well, we know Riker's returning, but I want to see the Titan more. Like, I love seeing the Titan. Especially when Frakes dropped that it would be in another Star Trek series. We know it's Picard, Frakes. Stop giving it away. Jonathan!
Who do you think, Jill's asking, and I'm curious, what do you think's behind the whole Pac-led planet thing? Who do you think's
did we ever I can't remember, did we solve the creepy Klingon who was funding them in one of the episodes? Did he get offed in the end? I can't remember.
He got offed, yeah.
Okay, good. So it's not him, then.
Klingon Boimler got command of that ship, and then they warped away.
Yes, they didn't know, yeah.
Yeah. So, but like, he's obviously a lieutenant in a bigger plot, so it's interesting. The Klingons, you know, who so we don't have the Duras sisters, they're gone, but who's in the Duras family? Maybe are they still a contender for like bad guys, do you think?
Know.
Or yeah,
I'm going to do the old Worf thing and just go Romulans. I do Romulans.
It's probably the Romulans. It's always the Romulans.
Or like John says, the Packers did it themselves. Like, that could entirely be possible. I saw Chuck say, by the way, Chuck said Trek Central cameo and Lower Decks. You hear that, Mike? The people want it. Like, we'll cameo and Lower Decks somewhere.
Yes.
It will be in one of the background screens. Like, they'll be running around causing chaos. We're just streaming in the background. I would love to cameo in Star Trek somewhere. Like, that's what we're doing, Trek Central. As soon as it happens, I close up and it's done after that. Like, just so I can go, hey, look, where's me firing the things.
Well, I mean, they gotta have like. There's some things that Star Trek never predicted, which was the internet is one, and podcasting and YouTubing is the other. Although I guess Neelix kind of had a YouTube show, right?
Yeah.
Like, didn't he for a little while? He was
Neelix
doing,
was
like,
the first Philip DeFranco, basically.
Yeah. so we need representation in Star Trek for YouTubers and podcasters. I'm saying it right now, and Lower Decks is perfect for it.
That would be quite fun, actually. TG just said something really funny to Discord.
Jack is saying, Jack in the audience is saying Barclay in Lower Decks would be so dope, and I agree.
See, I tweeted about this, and then somebody informed me on Twitter that apparently, like, the actor is a bit, I don't know anymore. Like, someone said to me, like, the actor was a bit dodgy, but I don't know.
I've heard,
apparently,
Dwight
like,
Schultz
it's,
is a very...
I thought, like, anti-COVID stuff or something.
He might be dodgy, but he's great in interviews. I love hearing him speak.
How do you spell it? Dwight... I can't spell
Dwight Schultz.
There we go. Not Schrute. God.
Yeah, I heard him like a few years ago on a podcast, and I was like enthralled by him. Now I knew him from he used to be on do you remember that show, The A-Team?
Yeah. I've never watched it properly, but someone like I've watched it. Yeah, I remember I tweeted about it a while ago saying it'd be hilarious if Barclay turned up in season 3, and someone told me like apparently he'd been like a bit dodgy online with like COVID tweets and stuff like that. I've not researched it myself. Like, hope that's not the case. But, like, I'll have to look into it. I think it was we got a mutual friend who told. I'll tell you after the stream, but a mutual friend tweeted and told me. I was like, okay. But I'll look into it because he's a great voice actor as well. Like, he's been in a ton of video games I played, which has been really fun. So.
Yeah, totally. No, and the character is beloved. I mean, you know, especially if you're just a little bit weird or awkward, or have experienced that kind of thing. Like, I think.
What was his storyline? Like escaping real world and immersing yourself in like a holodeck program. He brought that story to life because a lot of people go through stuff like that, where like, you know, they choose to escape their like real life struggles through many of things, like, because obviously his thing was an addiction essentially. The holo program for him, or the holo suites, were an addiction in TNG, and you know, luckily the crew managed to help him overcome that and various things. We see him talking to Deanna and various people, and obviously he has like a relapse of that in Voyager, which ultimately helps bring Voyager home, which is really cool. So like, I think that was a really cool storyline to cover, even though Picard called him Mr. Broccoli.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was you know, it's funny, like you know, I think that was also very prescient in a way because you know, it addressed internet addiction in a way, like, you know, like or gaming even, like, you know, some people can like get consumed by games, you know, and stuff like that, and so because they're trying to escape anxiety or what have you, you know, and so it was a really good highlight. It was very prescient that they did that. You know, we don't have holodecks yet, but I know that I'm going to be totally addicted when they come out with holodecks.
We're getting VR and stuff like that, isn't it?
Yeah, and I can't like I'm so obsessed with that kind of technology too. I don't know if you remember this thing called Second Life.
I've heard that. Like I think I was born after that. Was like phase sort of thing. Like,
well, it's basically like an MMO, but with nothing really happening. You know, like you just kind of like go around. It's kind of you just kind of walk around, hang out with people, but you have an avatar and stuff like that. And so I think that's coming. That's where this kind of tech is
have you seen Ready Player One? That one.
Yeah, exactly.
I think like we're gonna end up like that. But I personally, I bloody love that, really, like, because it's expensive outside. You tried going to a bar lately? It's too expensive.
Hey, Jack. They're trying to make it expensive in the virtual world too. You can buy real estate apparently.
But hacking is a thing. Not that I condone that legally. Just
it's
legally
true.
don't condone that, but still.
I'm part of your pirate crew though, so.
We'll do a strange towards Cat. I'm just steering the wheel like Captain Pike. That was such a random episode. I love the episode. It's Pike steering a pirate ship, for fuck's sake. Like.
It's true. It's true. The Seal says the holodeck is where he can interact with people who aren't scarily unpredictable, and if he gets anything wrong, he can delete the mistake. Yeah. Exactly. So yeah, totally.
It's escapism. It's fine, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, I think that's. Oh, by the way, speaking of the holodeck, Lower Decks uses the holodeck really well. So I'm hoping there's more holodeck stuff in season 3. I'm sure there will be. I think that's going to be a fun thing. And, you know, Badgie's still out there, and I think I saw Peanut Hamper is going to return as well. So there's there's a lot of things I'm looking forward to for season 3.
Yeah, that character's been teased as returning somehow, but I don't know how Peanut Hamper will fit into things just yet, so we'll have to wait and see.
They were floating around in the final kind of. Oh yeah, no, they weren't
season
in
one,
were they?
I don't think it was in season 2.
1. Yeah, so in season 2 we didn't get any Peanut Hamper. So yeah, I think Peanut Hamper is gonna be back in season 3 though, which is pretty exciting. Because I hate them. They turned out to be a jerk.
What an asshole!
Oh, Jill saying more food references. The crew orders some more interesting stuff. That's true. There's always like in those lounge scenes, in the Cerritos, like their 10 forward or whatever it is, their commissary. They always have good food references. It's true.
Yes, that is. When is the Star Trek Lower Decks cookbook coming out? That's my question. That's what we need.
And there better be a damn good recipe for street corn in there.
Yes. It'll promote you and rank. It's that good.
What would be a food that you would love to see show up on Lower Decks? That's for you and the audience, Jack.
I don't know. I don't eat that much, so I honestly don't know.
Come on. I'd like to see them tackle weird stuff. Like, have you heard of that? Like, gooey duck. Have you ever had gooey duck?
That?
Have you ever heard?
What is
Don't
that?
look it up now.
Yeah,
okay, actually.
No, I don't think I want to look it up. I'm scared it's going to pop on my screen.
I think it's a mollusk. I'm not sure.
What?
It might be, or it might be in the. It's just really bizarre looking.
It sounds too fancy of a restaurant I'd go to. I like to stay one leg above Weatherspoons, and that's saying something.
I've never had it because the idea of it grosses me out a little bit.
Yeah, its name grosses me out. It sounds like something you get at the end of the evening. Many people are going to get that joke in about 10 seconds.
Dan, good child in the audience, says funnel cake.
Is that the one
fun.
you like dip into and like the chocolate comes out? Is that one, or am I thinking something else?
No, funnel cake is like deep fried dough with
all of this just
sugar.
sounds like, I'm trying to eat healthy in a minute. All of this just sounds like a cholesterol overload. My diet, my breakfast at a minute is toast, yogurt, and a banana. I'm trying to eat healthy. I'm going to try and fit the gym in tomorrow. It's because I've got my new teeth stuff, so I can't like eat crap now. It's a shame. Like with the Invisalign thing, I can't just have a packet of biscuits to my side and lounge and eat them, because I've got to like eat at select times, which is good for my diet. But there's a packet of biscuits in that cupboard. It's been there for 3 weeks now. That's the longest a packet of biscuits has ever existed in this house. I've got a box of Jaffa cakes here next to me, which I can't bloody eat. I had 2 at lunch. That was it. What more? Oh, there's a new Lower Decks season 3 TV promo that's just come out with Peanut Hamper in it, apparently. It's I can't show it on stream because Paramount will copyright us. But TJ, could we find a way of tweeting it out, please, if possible? I know you're probably already doing it, so we can send people to Twitter after it. Because Paramount will just nuke us again, because heaven forbid we promote their shows.
Yeah, heaven forbid. By the way, shout out. I don't admire many corporations for anything really, but
You say Paramount.
but shout out to Disney for letting you stream all their trailers and not.
Thank you, Disney. You've got enough money, and it's greatly appreciated.
Yeah, super cool.
I think HBO are pretty like Warner Media are pretty chill on it as well, because like, we've been doing House of the Dragon stuff for Nerdgasm, and they've been pretty chill, which is nice. So that's I'm really looking forward to it tomorrow. Actually, I know we're on a tangent here, but in terms like we would love discussing media around here. House of Dragon, looking forward to watching it. I'm not staying up to 2 a.m. because I'm getting up at like 6-7 for work. But yeah.
Yeah, speaking of which, they released a track from the soundtrack for it.
Was that Lord of the Rings?
So, no, Lord of the Rings. The whole soundtrack came out.
Oh, yeah, because it's Bear McCreary who's doing that one, isn't he?
Yeah.
I love his music.
Yeah, exactly.
His Battlestar soundtrack is still one of the ultimate like sci-fi ones.
It was so extraordinary.
Speaking of soundtracks, have you seen Terry's teasing Picard season 3 soundtrack on Twitter? I'm
Yeah,
looking
he
forward to
put
that.
2 up there. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, 100%. Jill's like, wait, the Dragon Show is tonight? Yes, it is tonight.
It is, yeah. Fire will rain. I'm still like, as a sci-fi fan, to admit, we was chatting about this before we started streaming. Like, as sci-fi fans, we've got so much good content coming up. Or just like media fans in general. Like, obviously, we now cover things with Star Trek, Star Wars, and things like House of the Dragon through our sister site called nerdgasm.net. Head over and check it out if you'd like to. We're covering Doctor Who as well. Doctor Who's got a 6th anniversary in October. Sorry. We've also got House of the Dragon starting now. In 2 weeks, we've got Lord of the Rings starting. We've got Lower Deck starting this week. So we're really busy. We've got Andor coming out of 12 episodes. I'm seeing some footage on that on Wednesday. It's really fun. It's going to be manic. Like, it's a great time to be like a media fan in general. We've got so much content coming out right now. It really is amazing. I think we've got Prodigy coming up this year. Tons of stuff. It's really nice.
Are you sure it's nerdgasm.net, Jack?
It's with a Z. It's with a Z.
Oh, okay, with the Z.
Yeah, we spell it right with Z.
I was like, oh my.
Yeah.
What has Jack sent me to?
Yeah.
All right, got it.
Yeah, I always forget that other one exists, isn't it? Yeah, we've started another site, Sahel, and we want you to front it. That reminds me, I'm going to do a lot of SEO work to navigate away from that domain.
Yeah, we should.
I'm going to buy it tomorrow. Make sure my site never hosted. No, it was like the Z because it's also like the whole like the reason we named Nerdgasm is because like what happens when nerds get excited, they like, have a nerdgasm. It's like the play on words we're going with, but
100%,
it's good. Yeah,
100%. I love your logo and everything. It's very cool.
Thank you. Yeah,
I'm all about this.
I was a bit unsure about it to begin with, but TJ loves it, so we're rocking on that one.
Right on. Okay, so I think was there anything else on Lower Decks? Because I want to talk a little bit more about Picard.
Yeah, go for it. Go touch on Picard because like we've mostly covered Lower Decks. I don't want to like go too spoilery or anything like that, especially if it's coming up this week. So we'll talk more about it on Sunday. So crack on. Let's talk Picard.
By the way, neither Jack nor I have screeners, so if any of our speculation comes through, it's not because
I'm not leaking it. I promise.
Yes,
please.
Like, we're just steeped in Star Trek, so we can make good guesses. Like that's all.
Dare I say at this point in time, I don't want to say I'm a journalist because I think I'd be speaking my ass, but like. We know our way around social media and stuff like that. It's like with Picard, we know the actor Ed Spielers is in it. That's just because we did research and broke a story on it. Like, and when we don't have screener access to do that, because there's no screeners of Picard yet, or no like press ones anyway. They don't do screeners of press this like 6 months early or whatever it is. God damn it!
We didn't get that invite. We didn't get that invite to Terry Metalis' house.
Yeah, no, literally, like Trek Central. Like I've been public about this a while now, ever since someone randomly called us on Twitter for it. Trek Central doesn't get any like screeners for Star Trek. We don't even get the press releases. So like when Star Trek Day is announced, major publications will get like a default press release. Everybody knows what one of those is. You can see it on the Paramount website. They get emailed to them in advance in time, so they can put articles and tweets out and stuff. We don't even get that, even though our site has like quite a big following. And arguably Trek Central at this point is a rapidly growing following. Like we're on almost 96,000 subscribers right now. We've grown to 16.k followers on Twitter. I've got 16.3k now, and over 20,000 on Facebook. Like we're one of the biggest pages for it. And it's not me speaking my ass or trying to act as an influencer, even though we technically are. It's just a fact. Like we've grown that well due to hard work by my amazing team, myself, and many contributors who've pitched in to help us. And like we don't get any of the special treatment. We do this for the fans of Star Trek. And that's why we like touching on spoilers, because we can. We're not under embargo for anything. So if we do learn, such as like, the Titan returning or stuff like that, we can speak about it. We're not under embargo, which is great. So I hope I covered that one. It bugs me when like people bring it up, because like we try to do the best by the fandom, and it's gotten us this far so far, and hopefully it will do.
Yeah, for those folks that are saying that, like, this is an institution run by fans, and
it is,
so yeah, so it's
reason.
Not...
I think we'll have I'm hoping what we might do, Sahel, by the way, is when we hit 100k, which hopefully in the next couple of months, we should do like an anniversary stream where like maybe you host it, but you ask me questions about TC's like founding and stuff like that. Because I remember setting up Trek Central, where it's like, I want to talk about Discovery Season 2 because Pike's appeared and I've got a theory on Section 31. One of our first videos is here on the channel, and it's about Control and how it's related to a book theory. which is, I think it was
Oh,
by
that's
David
right. I
Mack,
think I
which is the
remember
Control
seeing
book.
that, yeah.
Yeah, and obviously then we met the amazing Ket Wolski through that, and we grew through the fandom. I recruited Dom, then we recruited TJ, and we've had many fantastic writers since then. So like the brand's going really powerful. We're 3 years old at the minute, only 3 years old. As like a new Trek brand, it's really impressive to see like the growth and the faith people have behind us, which is really nice.
I remember seeing you with a suit on at the
that's the Picard premiere. That was amazing. Like, that was the first year of operation, right? We'd only been operating in a short amount of time, and we were already invited to a premiere for Star Trek. Like, that was out of this world. Like, there was myself, Dom there, we had TJ, so me and TJ were in the press pit, which is basically like every man and woman for himself. Dom, we just chucked him in the photographer pit and didn't see him for like a good couple of hours. And we invited some friends. I think TJ's producer or like friend came along as well, and my friend Luke came down, so he was allowed to invite some guests with us, which is really nice. I got to speak to Issa Briones. I spoke to Michelle Hurd, I think I spoke to Jerry Ryan. Like, it was fantastic. Like, we've got the interviews on the channel somewhere. It was a lovely Harry Treadaway. Oh, we spoke to him. It was beautiful speaking to Harry Treadaway. He's such a nice guy. It's a shame we didn't see more of him. But I was wearing a Picard pin at the time. I think it was. I think it's like the com badge. I found it yesterday, and it's I love your pin. I love the mic, and your hands are freezing cold. As I'm sitting like shit. It was like January 20th. Bear in mind, freezing cold here in the UK, and then COVID clocked on a couple months later. It's great.
I love Harry Treadaway and his brother Luke, I think his name is.
Yes, yeah.
They're twins.
I'd love to get Harry out for a Star Trek event sometime, because I feel like he'd be great to
you
do some stuff.
Do it.
Yeah, maybe we'll touch on him for Picard. It'd be quite good.
I didn't like the character of Narek, but I was very happy to see Harry playing that character.
Just to answer a quick question, Jack Lee or Lai, have you pronounced that? I'm sorry if it's wrong. The press already screened Picard season 3. No, I was being sarcastic. Like, the press have not got screeners for season 3 of Picard yet. We have been hearing rumors, like I said publicly at this point, we have been hearing rumors that some people, bear in mind, not press, have seen versions of Picard season 3. Probably rough early studio versions only, and they've just gotten out to a few extra people, and maybe people they probably shouldn't have gotten out to because it's been leaking a little bit here and there. But yeah, there's no press copies of that. The press screeners typically go out like a month beforehand. For example, House of the Dragon screeners went out like 3 weeks beforehand, I think, and Andor screeners have gone out for that Star Wars series already, but that was because the series was meant to air tomorrow or like this week sometime. So yeah, it went out earlier.
I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yeah, so Andor's obviously meant to air in August 24th, day before Lower Decks. It was delayed, so they already sent the press screeners out before it was delayed. So naturally, people see it for longer. But so they usually send them out weeks beforehand, so people can touch on there. But yeah, let's talk Picard season 3 because I'm on like a massive tangent in a minute. Ask questions about Picard season 3. Let's go.
So Jack is asking what has been leaked about season 3. I don't know if we want to tell too many spoilers, but Jack, I'll trust you to kind of give us the leaks that are good.
So you can check out the articles on trekscience.net. Spoiler warning, I will currently now talk about some things which aren't as spoiler heavy. However, if you want to go into Picard season 3 completely unknown, then I'd say pause the stream now and come back later. Here's your warning. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so one thing we do know is Ed Spielers, who played the role of Jimmy in Downton Abbey, will be in Picard Season 3. This was leaked via his agent and also Twitter. We've reported on this. We do not know what role he's playing. We do have a theory on it. If you would like to read that theory, head over to trekscience.net. We've also got a video on it this week. Indeed, I read
that theory, and it's very compelling. I'm not going to say what it is. So
yeah, we won't touch on it just yet, but...
Yeah, but it's so compelling. I just read that today, and I was like, wow, oh, cool.
Indeed, yeah. So we've got a heavy theory on it, and there's a video coming out this week, probably on Wednesday or Saturday, depending on our scheduling this week, so the Lower Decks is out. So check out that one if you want to learn more about it. But again, spoiler warning, we are theorizing, but also it's confirmed content as well, various things. So check the video out and check the article out. We also know the Enterprise D is returning in some capacity. Terry Matalas kind of shot us down on this one. However, I think there's something going on here, and I remain steadfast. A version of the Enterprise D is going to appear. So check out our article on that. We may be off it slightly, but I reckon we'll definitely see a Galaxy class of some sort. LeVar Burton has given this away slightly, so we do know there's confirmation behind it. Check out the article, check out Terry's tweets. Credit to him for actually engaging with us on that. Like, sometimes producers and showrunners won't engage with leaks, but Terry is very cumulative. I saw a few people going, oh, he shut you down. No, he just simply provided the more cryptic answer. Terry replied, nope, and then sort of basically said it was incorrect about saying it was incorrect. So I reckon we have hit a mark, but not the full thing, if that makes sense. That's my theory. I reckon it's something to do with the Enterprise D. It's not a massive spoiler. We've seen Enterprise D in the opening of Picard, and it was then again the Starfleet Academy thing. So seeing a Galaxy class isn't too far-fetched. So go check out the article if you want to.
And well, there weren't any Galaxy class in the fleet at the end, but there was definitely
Ross
the
class.
Ross class, yeah, which kind of is the successor to it. Yeah.
We've also very recently we got a tease of the Enterprise F, which is quite funny. So Star Trek Adventures, which is a tabletop RPG game. By the way, you should definitely check them out. Modius who do that are fantastic. And have you played Star Trek Adventures before, Sahel?
Yeah, actually, I do one every other Sunday with a group of folks, so it's a lot of fun. Yeah,
I've not played it properly myself yet, but I would love to actually let's play it sometime. Anyway, the latest new book is basically Star Trek Adventures Utopia Planitia Starfleet Sourcebook, and obviously Utopia Planitia is a big Starfleet shipyard, so we build all the fantastic new, beautiful looking ships. Anyway, upon reading through the book, we found an updated render model of the Enterprise F. So this is the Odyssey class Enterprise F, or technically the Yorktown, whatever. And obviously this is the one I personally love, if you did not know and have only been around here for 5 minutes. I love the ship. It's on my shelf next to my YouTube plaque. There we go. So anyway, in the book, it contains an updated render of the Odyssey class Enterprise F. Now, upon seeing this, many of us thought, bang, they've updated the render because it's going to appear in Season 3. Now, Thomas, I think it's Thomas Marone, who is the ship design director of Star Trek Online. Did I pronounce his name right? Where's the tweet he put out?
I think
Here
that's
it is.
right.
Yeah, Thomas Marone. So he is the associate art director for Star Trek Online, which is the MMO game which made the Enterprise F. So he tweeted back to us saying, before anyone jumps to conclusions, the inclusion of the Odyssey in the shipyard book was a perfect excuse to remaster it, which is something they've been wanting to do for a while. Perfect. That makes total sense, doesn't it? However, he did reply to someone later suggesting the updated model would be in-game. Now, if I was a betting man, and I sometimes are occasionally, but also I love to theorize and speculate, I reckon the Odyssey class will be updated because part of it will appear in Season 3. Whether it will be the Enterprise F or just an Odyssey class in general, I don't know. Dave Blass and his team have been very keen to use Star Trek Online starships. Not using the Odyssey is a weird move. I reckon we will see it. So Dave Blass even sarcastically responded to a tweet saying we get carried away, but he decided to use the Odyssey for F, and he put up like a gif of Riker going and walking away. So I do reckon we're going to see the Odyssey or a variation of it in Picard Season 3. Maybe it's called the Sojourner class, but hey, that's another theory.
By the way, all you lucky STO folks that have the Stargazer, I'm so jealous. I've seen some screen caps come out of folks using their Stargazer. It's very cool. Have you got one yet, Jack?
No, I've not logged into Star Trek Online for ages. I might do it again at some point. Could be a good idea. By the way, for those who love Stargazer and are going to Star Trek Las Vegas, Dave Blass, who is one of the designers on Picard Season 3, is heading out there himself. So if you want to go meet the Magic Man himself, talk about Stargazers, I believe he's giving away some limited prints and signing them. So go grab one of those. And if anybody wants to send me one, that'd be greatly appreciated. I'll pay shipping, as I'd love that.
Oh, we have an inside. We
do, yeah. We could ask. We're both going to send Tex some shopping lists and go, here we go. I haven't bought any Star Trek merch for a while, actually, so...
That's a good recap of all the little leaks that have been coming out on Picard Season 3. But I also think that there's still so much that is under the... Yeah, there's still so much... These are just like little peripheral things. We still don't know the full story, which I'm glad. I don't want to know yet.
With spoilers, and you may agree or disagree with this, I think when it comes to spoilers, I don't mind talking about things like actors being in it. That doesn't spoil it for me.
Right.
Unless because I'm still going to enjoy it. I never want to know the plot. Like, I don't mind knowing, say, if a Titan's appearing, cool, that's nice, I look forward to that. I don't want to know exactly how it's going to appear or like what it's doing or stuff like that. That's what I don't want to know. I personally just prefer knowing things, but not too much. It's like Mandalorian. I love it when I hear Thrawn's turning up, or Ahsoka Tano and stuff like that, but I don't want to know exactly what she does, because that just ruins the experience. Like, I want to sit there on a Thursday or Wednesday morning and experience it in full detail, just like we will with House of the Dragon, just like we will with Lower Decks and Andor and things like that. That's how I want to experience it. That's my motto on it.
I agree, completely the same vibe on that as well. So yeah,
Theory spinning.
But I mean, at the same time, if Terry Metalis wants to invite me over to his house and show me that, I'll make an exception and totally
I'll gaffer tape myself if Terry wants to send me the entire season of Picard now. No, one quick thing as well, like as T just pointed out, theory spinning is like a healthy part of fandoms, and I see sometimes Star Trek fandom users and many fandom users firing back at each other on Twitter going, you shouldn't speculate, you set yourself up for disappointment. No, because I love theorizing. If a story's good, I will speculate the hell out of it and what's coming up. I love doing that. And like when we've got like practically a year between Picard at a minute, that's the best thing to do. I want to know what the next adventure is. Like, it's naturally what you do. We theorize with things it's a natural part of human instinct, I think. Like, if you end up liking someone, the brain's like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this together, so that. And then you get TV shows like, oh, they're gonna go to DS9, or they're gonna go to the Gamma Quadrant, or the Enterprise F's gonna turn up and blow them all together. Wait, Alex Kurtzman got fired halfway through. Everyone theorized about stuff like that. He didn't, by the way. Secret Hideout follows us on Twitter. I should be really careful with that.
Speculation is just another indicator of how engaged you are, with something that you love. It's human nature, I think, to like wonder what's gonna happen.
It really is, and it's a healthy part of the fandom, and I encourage more people to do it. And if you want to come do it, come tweet us or join our Discord server. I love having engagement and theorized conversations with people. It's great. We're going to be expanding that Discord server as we go in towards 2023, so keep an eye out for that. It's going to be really fun as we start launching our podcast community, which will be very nice.
Very nice.
I've low-key just announced that, so well done to 50 people watching. You've caught that one. It's going to be fun. Yeah, did we have anything else to talk about the week? So we touched on Lower Decks, we've done Picard. I think that's probably a wrap on our side, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. We talked about a lot. Audience, if there's any like little news tidbits that we missed, but I think we got it all. If not, just go over the Trek Central website, trekcentral.net, and also on the Twitter
comics. TJ's just reminded me comics to talk about.
Yeah, you actually talked about that earlier.
I mentioned it like an hour ago and I've forgotten already. That's great. So Star Trek Comics coming up
TJ,
soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, our producer TJ, for reminding me that I'm forgetting things as usual. Right, so where is it? Where's our DW page? Here it is. So basically, we've got a new series. Oh, that's the wrong Stargazer comic book series. There's an old one here. There's a new comic book series launching this week on IDW, I believe, or ID Publishing. It's a 3-part mini-series that explores the timeline between Star Trek Picard Season 2 and Season 3. This is Star Trek Picard Stargazer. It's very like the first comic book series we got to launch Picard Season 1, the Countdown comic, which did give us the Odyssey class in canon, by the way. So that's really nice. So we've got this coming up, and basically I think it's with Picard and Jerry Ryan, I believe, or sorry, Picard and Seven, so that's going to be fun. And there's, on the cover of it, there is a new alien species, and I've got a theory about this alien species, which I can't talk about publicly because there's something else I know I can't say to share. So, but I reckon an alien species might have something to do with Picard Season 3. That could be very fun if it is the case, so we've got to watch out for that.
Ooh. I'll stick around a little after and you can tell me all about it. Cool.
Yeah, so Picard Season 3, Picard Stargazer should be out August 24th unless it's delayed. We've been waiting for confirmation of that, but it should be coming out on August 24th, which is nice. So we'll have reviews of it on trekcentral.net, and if you want more breakdowns, stuff like that, we may do videos on it, depending on how successful the comics are, because they're quite nice and I really like them. So it's really fun. I can't remember who this one's written by, as I don't have a note in front of it. So co-written by Mike Johnson, there we go, who has written quite a lot of Star Trek comics. And also Kirsten Beer is back writing it. So there we go. Kirsten Beer obviously wrote Star Trek Voyager relaunch novels. Fantastic writer. She did part of Picard Season 1 as well. And I believe she is involved in Picard Season 2 and 3, just in like a back. I don't know what she's involved in, but I don't think she's like main writing staff. She's like a producer or consultant, I think. I don't know. I need to check the credits. But it's really nice to have her there as well. I did see a comment in the chat, by the way, of someone saying like Alex Kurtzman should be like removed as overall Star Trek showrunner, to be honest. And the teaser already responded, she beat me to it. But I wanted to respond to it by going like, this is the same thing we see over on Star Wars, where people complain about Kathleen Kennedy quite a lot. I don't know what you think about this, but like one of the things I always find annoying is like Alex Kurtzman, much like Kathleen Kennedy, they are there to run the franchise, which is not show running or writing a TV show. They may chip in occasionally with executive produce roles and making sure everything is overseen okay and everything's on track to release, but they are there to run the franchise. I would never want to put a creative person in a business version. But those two roles are very difficult. To balance those roles, you've got to be very creative and shrewd. It's like people go, oh, Jon Favreau should run Star Wars. No, let him write and be creative. Let the man be creative. Don't put him in a CEO role. CEOs get bored very easily. To be a creative CEO takes a lot in my mind. So yeah, I just want to give it out there because I see people hating on it all the time.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I do think Alex Kurtzman, like, is also unique from Kathleen Kennedy because he happens to love Star Trek and is creative and is a writer, and so he goes in and occasionally, and Disco's his baby, I guess.
Yeah,
so
I mean, I'd say like Kathleen is still like still involved because she
loves Star Wars, but she's not like a writer or
yeah,
she's
exactly.
She's 100% down to just run
still
it,
gets all the blame for it because certain people on the internet are misogynistic against women dead going near their shows. Get in the bin.
people focus all their attention on one person, and I have to give a lot of kudos to people like Kathleen Kennedy and Alex Kurtzman, because like all of these things are a huge effort, a team effort. It's collaboration. Like there's not really like necessarily, if a mistake happens or something isn't done right, it's not necessarily the fault of Kathleen or Alex, you know. But
the amount of like abuse those
kind of goes after
the amount of abuse those individuals get online is frankly disgusting overall. Like even the stuff like, oh, you ruined Star Trek, you ruined Star Wars. No, they didn't. No one's ruined fucking Star Wars or Star Trek. Star Trek at the minute, whether we talk about Paramount or whatever, is succeeding very well. We've got numerous shows in production. IRL events return, merchandise is still up the wall about Star Trek in general. I mean, we compare it to Star Wars, numerous shows in production. Maybe it's sort of massive event. The next one's coming to London, which is fantastic. And they've got more and more stuff coming out soon. How the hell is the franchise ruined? No one's gone around and shit on the 50 years legacy stuff. No one's gone back and ripped up the Wrath of Khan, have they? It's still there. Whether you don't like Discovery, you can still go back and watch TOS if you really want to.
We truly live in one of the greatest times where you have access to so much. Yeah, so it's like it's
this whole mentality of it's ruined. It's the most bullshit thing online. It really annoys me. It really does.
Yeah, me too. We're crusaders against that.
Yeah, it's just because like we're in such a great place at the minute where we're getting so much new media. Never did I think we'd have 7 of 9 teaming up with Jean-Luc Picard. Never did I think we'd see the TNG crew returning for what's probably their final outing. Like, if Discovery wasn't around, we wouldn't have had Picard. If Discovery wasn't around, we wouldn't have had Strange New Worlds. That's how it works. We had to have the first one to actually get there. Like, be grateful for what we're getting. Like, I think it's the things like people feel they own part of the fandom.
Just
turn up the channel over.
Just tune out. Yeah, it's cool.
One thing we've always said is like modern Star Trek is like a buffet table. If you don't like one dish, you move to the next. When I go to a buffet table, I personally don't like some Indian food. I'm not a fan of it. So I go and eat the English stuff because, you know, whatever. I find fish and chips a lot more appealing than curry or whatever. You know, it's like an analogy there.
I'm going to make you a curry that you're going to love.
I will find that one, okay. I'm a very boring eater, as we've established early on in the stream. But it's one of those things, like, much like Star Wars, everything's there. If you just want to enjoy animation, you go watch animation. If you want live action, you got that. If you want the films, you watch that. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Pretty simple. Don't come into my comment section telling me you don't like it. It's pretty annoying.
Yeah, it's true. I have to deal with that. We all have to kind of deal with that. And it goes in reverse too. There's folks that are always complaining about the original series. I happen to love the original series. I just recently did a retrospective kind of discussion series on it. We just wrapped up that this week. You know, it was 2 years of talking about every episode. But I see people complaining about it all the time. Like, well, there's like TNG and there's DS9 and there's Voyager. Like, you know, there's something for everyone. If Star Trek's not for you, there's Star Wars. Like, you know, it's just don't waste your time. Like, life's too short. And
there's so much media online. Well, and also do what I do. Like, I personally sometimes can't be asked to watch new stuff. Like, I'm way behind on all the Marvel at the minute. It's not because I don't like it. It's because I haven't got around to it yet. And can't be asked. So I'm watching Stargate SG-1 for the 10th time probably. And I'm probably going to watch Atlantis after that because it's nostalgia shows. I love it. No one's ruined it. Stargate Origins, as weird as it was, didn't ruin Atlantis for me or anything like that. I just see Connor Trinity a little bit differently now. But then again, he's Trip, so he'll always look different in Atlantis. The chat are agreeing. It's like, hello, Colin, how you doing? It's just like, fun one now commence. I love that name. I watch and enjoy any Star Trek show I wish to watch, regardless of anyone else. Exactly, yeah. If you love a show, don't let anyone put you off it. Just because some people don't like Discovery and like to make 10 videos about it online, complaining about female actors, you bloody watch it. And if you want to go to a convention, you want to dress up as Captain Burnham or Tilly or anyone else, do it. Because it's your fandom at the end of the day. You have a place in it. Whether, you know, people say you don't or say you shouldn't like certain things. If you want to enjoy things, enjoy. I really want to really preach you one today, aren't we?
I love it. Your soapbox. We'll end on this soapbox here.
Yeah. We should just, this is why I'm not allowed to host things on here anyway. That's why I try and remain in the shadows.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it when you shake things up.
I come on here like once a month and just shake the tree, then run off again. I like doing it though. It's good.
Commodore Jack, time to upgrade the name.
It's funny, in the YouTube series we run on my channel, I'm Admiral now, which is quite fun. Awesome, it would require changing the name, so I'm not in the mood for that. But so hey, it's been a pleasure chatting with you as per usual.
Likewise, man. Thank you.
For our next upcoming stream on Sunday, which will be the Lower Decks episode 1, it might be a premiere event instead. So because I'm away at a music festival, yay me, and so Hale is here because he's just in the house. So we'll probably do a premiere thing, and you can watch it there. But you can still have live chat with us as well. And we may take some questions in the week and tweets to put up on screen to chat with you guys about it. So on Thursday, if you are chatting Lower Decks, tweet some stuff to us, and we'll go from there. Sound good?
Yeah, awesome.
Perfect. All right, everyone, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to follow Trek Central on all your social medias and tune in this week as we prep for Star Trek Lower Decks Season 3 on August 25th on Paramount Plus and probably August 26th on Amazon Prime Video. Details on how to watch Lower Decks will be coming out in an article tomorrow on TrekCentral.net. Do tune into that one if you need any help on where to watch the upcoming Season 3 of the series. In the meantime, I've been Captain Jack here on Trek Central. We'll see you very soon. So, Hale, have a good evening, and we'll see you very soon. Live long, prosper, my Trekkies. Goodbye.